Imagine one sea, not an ocean, not a continent, just one sea. But this sea carries trillions of dollars every year. Huge cargo ships pass daily. Oil tankers move silently. Naval ships patrol carefully. Above the surface, it looks calm. But below the surface, there is tension. This is South China Sea, and many experts believe this sea could decide Asia's future. Today, let us understand why. Where is it? The South China Sea is located in Southeast Asia. It lies between China, Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. It connects the Pacific Ocean to the Indian Ocean. Now, this connection is very important because it acts like a highway, a sea highway. Ships from East Asia travels through the sea to reach Europe, the Middle East and Africa. If you look at the world map carefully, you will understand how central this sea is. I have explained this location very clearly with a simple labeled map in my blog. If you want to see it slowly and clearly, you can check that after this video. Link is in the description. Trade importance. Now let us talk about trade. Every year, around $3 trillion of goods passes through this sea. Think about that number, 3 trillion. Electronics from Asia, oil from the Middle East, raw materials, food supplies, countries like Japan, South Korea, and India depend heavily on this route. If the sea becomes unsafe, shipping companies will take longer routes. Longer routes means more fuel cost, more time, higher prices. And when price rises, inflation increases. So even if you live far away from the sea, you are still connected to it. That is how it is important. Oil and gas. Now let us go under the sea. Experts believe that there are large oil and gas reserves here. Exact numbers are debated, but everyone agrees there is energy, and energy means power. Asia is growing fast. Countries need more electricity, more fuel, more natural gas. If a country controls these resources, it becomes stronger. Energy security is national security. That is why competition here is intense. The island dispute. Now we come to the core problem. There are two main island groups, Spratly Islands and Paracel Islands. They are small, some are just rocks in the water, but under international sea laws, even small island can give control over large areas of water. That means fishing rights, oil rights, gas rights. China claims almost 90% of the sea. This claim is showing using a line called the 9-dash line. Other countries strongly disagree. In 2016, an international court ruled against China's claim, but China rejected the ruling. Since then, tensions has remained high. I have explained the 9-dash line in a very simple diagram format in my blog article. If you find this confusing, you can see that visual explanation there. Link is in the description. Military tension. Now the situation becomes more serious. China has built artificial islands. On those islands, there are airstrips, radar systems, missile defense systems. These are not just fishing bases, these are military bases. At the same time, the United States sends warships through the area. They say they are protecting freedom of navigation. In simple words, they are showing presence. So now, this is not just a regional dispute, it is a global power competition. One wrong move, one accident at sea, one misunderstanding, and things can escalate quickly. Why it decides Asia's future. Now, let us think long term. Asia is rising, many countries are growing fast, but growth needs stability. If the South China Sea remains peaceful, trade continues smoothly, energy flows safely, investors feel confident, Asia becomes stronger. But if conflict increases, shipping stops, insurance costs rise, investments slow down. Smaller countries may be forced to choose sides, and that changes political balance in Asia. So, this sea is not just about water, it's about the leadership, it's about the influence, it's about who shapes Asia's future. The bigger picture. The South China Sea looks calm on the surface, blue water, clear sky. But below that calm surface, there is a silent competition. Competition for trade control, energy resources, military advantage. This issue will not disappear tomorrow. Even without, it will influence defense spending, alliances, and diplomatic relations for many years. That is why this topic is evergreen, and that is why understanding it is important. If you want deeper research, historical background, and simplified maps, I have written a full breakdown in my blog. Link is in the description. So remember this, the South China Sea is small compared to the Pacific Ocean, but its importance is massive. It connects economies, it carries energy, it shapes power. If peace continues, Asia rises together. If conflict begins, Asia's future changes dramatically. And that is why the South China Sea may decide Asia's future.